everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well and having a wonderful day. If you're new here, I'm Jo. I do craft videos. I do 3 a week. I also do a Poundland haul every fortnight and an occasional vlog video. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you leave a comment, I'll always reply. And if you've not subscribed and you want to, that'd be absolutely amazing. It's great that you've stopped by for a couple of minutes today. If you're returning, as always, my friends, welcome back. Oh, I love you so much. It's been life-changing this over the last 6 months and I absolutely love it. So thank you for your continued support. And we'll get into today's craft video. So I'm going to be using a mixture of things today, but the first thing and the main thing that we're going to need is an old cardboard box or some cardboard. This is what we're going to be using as the base of our bunny. Then I'm using 2 hoops as a template to help draw the bunny, and I'll give you the measurements of them in a little while. And then I'm using an old pillowcase that I picked up from a charity shop for 50p. This is the fabric that I used to decorate the cardboard. And I also used some ribbon and a mixture of flowers that I picked up from a charity shop as well. So I ended up using the green ribbon out of this set, and I was going to plan on using the yellow, but I didn't have enough to do the outside. And then I'm using a mixture of things to decorate. I pulled out some stuff that I had, so I've pulled out some little nuts that I've got from a charity shop and some bits and bobs, and I'll explain what I use a little bit later on. You'll also need a glue gun, a pair of scissors, a pair of tweezers, a pair of wire cutters for the flowers, a ruler, a pen, and yeah, I think I said scissors, so that's everything that we're going to be using. So I'll take you over to the table and we can get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the outline of our bunnies. So I've got 2 hoops. The largest one is 11 inches and the smaller one is 8 inches. But I'm going to start with the larger one first, and I'm just going to draw around in the centre of the card around the larger one. For his body, and then for the smaller one I'm going to use for his head, and I'm just going to place it so it overlaps the larger one and just draw around that also. So that's his body and his head done, and now we can do his ears. So for his ears, I'm just going to grab a ruler and I'm going to mark the centre of the hoop at the top. And then I'm going to measure 2 inches down. And then from that mark that we just made in the centre, I'm going to mark both the edges, and this is where his ears are going to start, so they both start at the same place on either side. And I'm just going to trace over this with a black marker so you can see better. So I started from the centre at the top, measured 2 inches down, and then marked on either side of the circle where we're going to start the ears. And then from the mark at the side to the dot in the centre, I'm just going to measure halfway and mark. And then I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. And then from them dots that we've just made, I'm going to measure a straight line. And I think I did 6 inches. And then I'm going to mark another dot. So this is where the top of the ears are going to be. And then now I'm just going to draw roughly how I want its ears to look, connecting the dots from the centre to the top and either side. And then I'm going to go over it with a marker so you can see it better. So now that we've got our bunny, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to trace around it on another piece of card so that we've got two, and then we're going to glue them together. And the reason for this is because there was a bend in the card and I want them to be quite stiff once we put the fabric on. So that's why I ended up doing two. So I'm just going to use the glue gun, go around the edges and stick them together. And then I'll be back. So I've stuck the two pieces of card together, and now I'm going to take one of the pillowcases and I'm going to cut this into two pieces of fabric. So I'm just going to cut up each side and then across the top. And I just gave them a quick iron as well before we glue them to the card. So all I'm going to do now is just place it over the card, and I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm only going to glue it around the edges. So I'm just going to do a small section at a time. And then I'm just going to place the fabric back over and smooth it out and make sure that it's stuck down. And then I'm going to continue working my way up. So now he's completely glued down on the front, I'm going to cut round the excess fabric, and you don't need to make sure that it's right up to the edges of the cardboard because we're going to be gluing some ribbon around the edges so you won't see them. But now with the other piece of fabric, I'm going to cover the back and do exactly the same. So I'm going to cover the back, cut it out, and then the front and the back will be covered. And now we can start to add our ribbon around the edge. So I used some ribbon that I had. I picked this up from a charity shop. I paid £2.99 for a set of 7 colours. And I'm going to use the light green. I was going to use the yellow, but I didn't have enough to go all the way around the edges. And because it's quite thick, I don't need it so thick. So I'm going to fold it over. I don't want to cut it because it'll fray. So I'm just going to fold it and glue it as I'm going along. And I've secured it in the centre. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue it around the edges. I'm going to make sure that it overlaps the front and that there's some left to overlap the back as well. And I'm going to start with the front and just work my way around. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue and then stick the ribbon down. And I'm going to continue doing that until I get all the way around. Just making sure that it's nice and tight. And it's completely stuck down. So I've done a bit on the front, and now I'm going to turn it over and start to do the back as well. And I'm going to do exactly the same, just add some glue onto the fabric and then stick the ribbon down. And I'll be back once I've gone around the whole of the edge of the rabbit, and then we can start to add the decoration. So he's completely covered in ribbon now around the edges, and I'm going to speed up the camera or the video so that you can see how I decorated it. But I just started off with a few of these leaves that I had left, I was going to go to the market yesterday and buy some more flowers, but he wasn't on, and the market's only on every Tuesday, so I'm going to have to wait now till next week, and hopefully if the weather's all right, it'll be on, because I need some more flowers and foliage. But I'm just going to start to build it up with a few flowers and one of the large leaves. Then I decided to add a little bit of white just for a little bit of colour. And then I'm going to do exactly the same underneath. So I'm going to add one of the leaves. And then one of the green flowers. And then the white bits as well. So next I want to add some ribbon. I'm just going to cut some small pieces, a couple of inches long, and I'm just going to glue them together like so. And I'm going to do 4. And then I'm just going to place these underneath the leaves. 2 at the top and then 2 at the bottom. Then I remembered that I've bought some of these, and I'm going to use some of the yellow and green ones just to put them around the green flowers. And I'm just attaching them with a little bit of glue. And I make sure that I always do the same on each side. And I got these from Poundland. I think I'm going to be using them in quite a lot of crafts coming up, so I got a few bags. So I've got 2 leaves. I've got 2 left of these leaves that I'm going to use, so I'm just going to pop them in the spaces. And then I'm going to add 2 cream flowers. I was going to use white, but it was too much, so I ended up using the cream ones that I had. And then I'm just going to add some of these nuts. I got these in a bag from a charity shop I paid 99p for. I got them just before Christmas, so I'm just going to add a couple around the outside of the cream flowers that I've just put in place. And then to finish off, I'm just going to add a few bits of these leaves just around the edges. And I'm going to do the same at the top and then the same at the bottom as well. And then it'll be finished. And here it is finished, guys. So it's up on the wall. I absolutely love it. I think the pillowcase was the right fabric to use for it. And yeah, I hope it's give you some ideas and a little bit of inspiration to maybe give it a go yourself. And yeah, I absolutely love how it's turned out. So nice and colourful for spring. And I will see you tomorrow for a Poundland haul. It's going to be quite a big one. I've got a bit to show you, and I've got a few other bits as well that I've picked up from the charity shops. So I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Take care for now. Love you loads. Bye.